Okay, so coming out of the tech lab here, they have, this is really nice, they have a heater in some of these stalls. The heaters are really nice in the winter because I don't know if you've seen any of the videos yet, but it'll snow here some of the days, and fortunately you can still hit some balls. The course is closed because of the snow, but you can hit balls under the cover of the, and in the rain too, and you can stay warm with the heater here, so that's nice. A bunch of stalls. This is kind of the teaching area. They reserve this part for teachers. They're putting up a net so that they can use the grass and still use the tech lab. And then, oh, let's show you this over here. This is kind of cool. On the, they have a little map of the driving range with all the distances and all the flags. And interestingly enough, okay, so there's chipping green, putting green, chipping green, putting green, all the different kinds of places. Where it says Treffpunkt, that's where the tech lab is, and that's looking out onto the driving range. They have all the distances and flags marked and colored, so it's easy to tell how far you're hitting. So out on the driving range, anyway, with these clubs is pretty cool. I don't know if we can see it on the flag here, but if you can see, there's a little circle around the flag, a sand circle. And what they did here was they made a 5% radius around each flag. So like if there's one out at 100 meters, 100 yards, it's meters here, but so they'll put 5% of 100 is 5 yards, so they'll make a 5-yard radius circle around the flag. And so the greens get bigger as you go out into the driving range. So you can really, if you want to gauge yourself on an overall 10% window of misses, so you got, at 100 yards you got a 10-yard green to work with, at 200 yards you got a 20-yard green to work with, and so on and so forth. So you can really check your progress. I guess it's really kind of clever. Let's see, out on the other side of the driving range, there's another hitting stall. Oh, they have a bell there. That's a ring the bell contest. It's pretty cool. Sometimes we see those, they park the cars on the driving ranges in the course, and there's contests to hit the cars and stuff. Well, they got a bell here, and you pay an entry, and it's a contest that takes place over the whole year, and the person that rings the bell the most by the end of the year wins some kind of prize. Kind of cool. Over on the other side there, they have a couple bunkers, a little pitching area, another chipping green, a pitching green. About halfway down the range there's a fence. I don't know if I can see it here or not. There's a fence there where you can hit fairway bunker shots out into the driving range, so that's really nice. You can work on those. Okay, so that's the driving range. Let's go over that way, down the little walkway. There's some mats, hitting area. It's actually not very crowded today. Usually it's, this is a public course, and it's a Migros course. Migros is a restaurant, not a restaurant, it's like how do I explain it? It's kind of like a Walmart, I guess. Not quite as big as a Walmart, but they have groceries and all kinds of stuff, and it's a big chain here. And the Migros company wanted to make golf more affordable for people in Switzerland here, so they started building some golf courses that weren't private courses and didn't cost an arm and a leg to be a member at. So it's making golf more affordable for people. It's still relatively expensive. It's a lot more expensive in the U.S. even for a public course, but so it's nice that it's making golf available for more people, but and it's very busy. So that's good for business, but as a someone that's practicing, it's always nice when there's no one here, because then you have the whole place to yourself, but of course that wouldn't be good for business. So let's go down the walkway down there. There's the first tee and 10th tee and a couple other greens, and then we'll go back over by the 6-hole course. Walk down this little walkway here, and we're over by this area of the driving range. So this is a really neat area here. People in Europe, at least in my experience, seem to work on their short games much more than people in the U.S., which is kind of interesting. But anyway, there's a pitching area over here And these little bunkers here, it's the same kind of setup as what I was talking about earlier. Each one is 10%, so they're at 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90 meters. And so the first one has a 4-meter diameter, 2-meter radius, and then all the way on up to the 90-meter one there. So you can really gauge your accuracy on your pitching here. It's a good place to practice pitches. Back around to the driving range, hitting area. Behind me, this is I come and practice over here a lot. There's a putting green. I want to pause for a second while this thing goes by. Okay, so there's a putting green. Beyond the putting green, beyond those bushes there, there's a short pitching area. You can probably hit maybe 30-meter pitches into that green. And there's a bunker and chipping area. That's nice. And then over beyond those bushes there, there's another area like that. And then coming around here is the first tee for the first hole. Actually, we look past the 10th tee there also. They all both go all out this direction. First hole is the dog leg left. Yeah. So now let's go back around this way, and then we'll take that path through the trees there. That's going behind the clubhouse that I was talking about over there by the train. So we'll go over there and we'll take a quick look and see what's over there. Okay, so we just came through the corridor there, the forest behind the clubhouse and the train stop where I was originally standing over there. And over here is where they have the 6-hole course. Actually, right now it's 5 holes. Here's the first hole. It's about 110 meters or so, I think. First green is over there. So this is a nice little training place. It's fun if I want to play some holes and don't have a whole lot of time. So I can come in here real quick and just play a few holes and get that kind of practice in. And then out beyond the trees there is where they're going to have a teeing area. You can see the tee box there. It goes through the trees and then it's going to come back through the trees for the last hole. I'm going to pause here for a second. Okay, sorry about that. There were some people coming through and I didn't want to bother them with my gabbing. Okay, so again, 5-hole. The new additional 6 holes are going to come out through there and back in through there, out in that field out there. That should be pretty cool. Here's the actual 18th hole right now. It's a par 3, kind of a fun finish. I usually hit maybe, there it is. I usually hit anywhere from 5-iron to 8-iron, depending on the wind. And it's a really neat finishing hole because it's surrounded by water. It's hard to tell with the camera here, but there's bunker on the right and water short, left, and long. So it's a pretty tough finishing hole. And then there's a patio up there. So that's the course. I wanted to take you around it because a little bit later I'll in another video I'll explain some things of how I practice and how I'm getting ready for tournaments and the kinds of goals and things like that I set for myself, and how I split up my time, and if I set it like a point A to point B target. So anyway, I'll get into that and I'll explain that later in another video. So hope you enjoyed the course here. See you in the next video.